what better way for our audience to start off World War III than with us?
Oh, God. Oh, no. This is like biblical shit. This is really bad. I've been watching the news.
But if you're gonna go through World War III, you should go through it with you and me.
Of course. Why the fuck not? We've been trying to burn this bitch down for fucking years anyway.
We're finally getting our wish.
It's bad, man.
Yeah,
I got a lot. I got a couple of my Navy SEAL buddies. One of my guys has been posting stuff on his Insta feed, and some of the stuff he's posting up is like unfiltered kind of shit, and it's bad, man.
Well, it's just crazy to find out that Iran was helping Hamas.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean,
Egypt.
that's common. That's been common knowledge that's not a fucking.
But Egypt, which is usually like kind of a de-escalating force, has decided to stay out of it completely.
I watched a little bit last night. Egypt was showing support to Israel recently. I watched a little bit of it. I'm not going to pretend like I understand the geopolitical freaking ramifications, the whole thing. But what I saw a little bit was Egypt was helping with Gaza to kind of maintain and backing Israel's play and stuff. It's a whole sordid mess of madness in that region that's been going on for so goddamn long, and it's just a matter of time. But this has been pretty bad. This is rough.
Well, not only that, but you've got weapons that were slated to go from the U.S. to Ukraine ended up in the hands of Hamas.
Yeah.
So how did that happen?
Yeah. What a tangled web we weave, baby.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions, and it's just, what scares me is who are the big players behind it. Obviously, United States, which is going to help Israel and is also helping Ukraine. And then, of course, like, which side is Russia on, you know?
Exactly. I mean, and it really is a bit concerning, particularly now in the world we live in, when somebody's going to take a play. I would not think that Russia, I mean, who knows though? I don't think that Russia would come out and publicly support, they would probably say they support Iran and Hamas's pledge. And I do not think that Russia would come out and say that they want to destabilize Israel or they want to destroy the Jewish nation. I don't think that they would jump on that.
No, I don't know that they're so mad at Israel as they are at us.
Yeah, but there's no putting that genie back in the bottle. If you back Hamas against Israel, there's no going back to normal society. You are automatically the enemy of the world, and that's just the way it goes. And
although a lot of countries were like lighting up the Palestine flag last night.
Dude, and I don't want to disrespect any of my Jewish friends that are listening to this. I do not know all of the information involved because I am not really big on the situation at hand. The only thing I always say about shit like this is that nothing ever happens just because. You know what I mean? There are some significant issues with the way the Palestinians have been treated in the past. I am no means at all condoning the way the situation was taken. It seems to me that there were some diplomatic processes that were in play to try to make this resolve itself a little bit better. But there's definitely something going on in Palestine that these people are super pissed off about enough to be able to say it's okay to cause a war and go.
Well, I think they've always been pissed off, but maybe now they're getting support from Iran. They're like, oh, we can get away with it. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows, man? Like this is huge. This is the biggest. This is straight up war. I mean, it's going to get ugly. This is the biggest issue they've had in that region in years and years and years. It ain't going away anytime soon.
Israel is determined to destroy, or basically they're going after Gaza. Like they're going way after Gaza.
Dude, and that's like, I mean,
I don't blame them.
This is what I'm going to say, right or wrong. And believe me, I don't look through the world through rose-colored lenses. I was just thinking about this today. Like, a lot of the people in the world like to believe that there is some utopia that can be reached. And the reality of it is there's no such thing as utopia. That ain't how it works. That ain't how the world works. It's not how it ever works. It's not how the fucking universe works. Supernovas don't care about utopia. They just dissolve and kill everything. There's in their way, the strong survive. Sad, but true. Now, when I think about what's going on in Israel and I think about what is happening in Israel right now, yeah, the Palestinians might have been having some issues and maybe they're going to get their feelings, their views heard. But do you really think that Israel, what you know of the Israeli people, are going to take this laying down? Like, they are going to rain hellfire on you. It's not even, I mean, like, I get it. It's horrible. It's sad. And sometimes people do desperate things, but man, I don't think they thought this shit through all the way. Like, it is going to be hellfire, bedlam.
All they really did was piss off the giant because it's coming.
And Israel has shown in the past that they are ruthlessly.
They are overcorrectors.
Yeah, 100%. All right, this is not the fucking Peace in the Middle East podcast.
It's not?
Old man. This is not the old man fucking Peace in the Middle East podcast.
So I had one of my students, this girl Cherie, she had like a skin irritation in her armpit.
Yeah.
And she had shown it to me, and it didn't look like ringworm because it was more than one ring. It was like a bunch of like area that was showing. So I told her, I was like, I think, it's either ringworm or it's staph, but it's probably staph. Well, so she goes, now this girl's young, like she's like 32 or something like that. She goes to her doctor, told her doctor, it's like, yeah, I train Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And I have this, this skin irritation here in my armpit. Dude, her doctor gave her medication and started treating her for shingles.
Ugh.
I'm like, shingles? You told her you train, right? She's like, yeah. So the test came back. It was staph. So they had to like redo all her medication. It's like, why would you assume that a young, healthy female woman at the age of 32 has got shingles?
I tell my students all the time, and it's just, I've been dealing with this shit for years and years and years as a competitor, as a student, and now as an instructor, that a gym owner that owns a gym, dermatologist, and most doctors in general, but particularly dermatologists, they just, when they look at a rash, they just assume it's something that they think it is, and they just throw shit at it. Like, when you have something, there's two things that every grappler should have handy around the house. And I say this all the time. You should have Lotrimin Ultra.
Tissues.
And I've had many, many, many doctors, many, many dermatologists tell me this, guys that I know that understand skin infections from grappling. Lotrimin Ultra works better than any prescription.
For ringworm?
Ringworm. Lotrimin Ultra over the counter. It's got that butaphytamine in it or something like that. And then you should have some kind of a topical antibiotic. And every time you see something on your arm.
Is it butyramine solution A or butyramine solution 32.5?
I'm not sure. I think it's butyramine A. I don't have it in front.
Totally made that up.
You fucking prick. I hate you so much, you piece of shit. You know what? I don't even want to tell you my views anymore. You can kiss my fucking ass. I hope you all die of fucking staph and ringworm, you ungrateful fucking degenerates. No wonder the world's coming to an end. Nobody fucking cares anymore.
You're like, I think it's butyramine A. Totally just made that up. I have no idea.
I'm losing you. There you go.
Oh my God, that was funny. Anyway, what's the second thing you should have in your house?
I'm not telling you now. A topical antibiotic. And if you have something on your arm and it itches, Even if it's just a little red speck and it starts to itch, put the fungal cream on it. If you have something on your arm, it looks like a zit and it starts to hurt to the touch, put topical antibiotic on it, and you'll never have staph and you'll never have ringworm. Not never say never, but that will help dramatically to decrease the fucking
Now, is that topical antibiotic A?
We're done. It's not funny now, asshole. You already used that
joke. No, it is funny. So I'm going away this week.
So am I.
You go now. Are you? This is the one you're competing in?
Yeah, this is the one I'm competing. I'm doing the trial.
Okay. For some reason, I thought you were doing the West Coast.
No. I'm who knows now? Fuck, I don't fucking. I'm so sick now. I'm super pissed, man. I've been fucking miserable. This is like day 5. I still got.
Yeah. So I'll be seeing you this week.
Yeah, we're gonna do a show. We'll do a show on site. Bring your
that's right. Clip-ons. I got to bring my stuffs.
Yeah, we'll do a show on site. It'll be fun. This damn flu's still kicking my ass, man. Like I thought I was done with it. Last night it flared back up again, man. I'm miserable. Like I busted my ass too. I'm super pissed, man. I really, really wanted to go out and fucking leave it. Have a good one as my last symptoms? One. Like death. I got what are you gonna fucking tell me? Beautiful A? I'm not falling for this again.
No, I'm just curious.
Dude, like fucking body aches, sore throat, coughing up green shit. The fever wasn't too bad. Now I got diarrhea.
Sounds like you're sick.
Oh, and it's been unrelenting for 5-6 days now. Like literally, I'll kind of feel a little bit better and think I'm coming out of it, and all of a sudden it'll kick me right back in the balls again. I just got an IV, like a vitamin IV just now. So hopefully that'll be enough to get me ready tomorrow. I'm gonna go. And
when are you headed up?
I'm gonna head up Thursday.
Yeah, that's where I'm supposed to go too.
Yeah, I go up. What are you?
Although I got to confirm that my flight and all that stuff.
Are you flying Spirit? We might be on the same flight.
Bro, I have no idea. Josh LeDuc set it up.
Yeah, it's probably through Spirit. You're probably flying on the same flight. We're probably 8:30 at night. We get there about 10 on Thursday night.
Josh sent me an itinerary. Hang on a second.
Yeah, there's only a couple airlines that fly in Atlantic City. It's a really shitty airport. Somebody told me there's an American flight, which is weird because that's what I usually pay for. When I use my credit card points, I use American Airlines.
It looks like Tampa to Philadelphia.
Oh, you guys are flying into Philly because there's better flights there. I'm hoping that's why I booked it on Thursday, just to make sure if Spirit tries to pull something fruity on me, at least I know.
So it looks like I'm leaving. It looks like I'm leaving late on Thursday at 6:25 p.m. and coming back super early on Monday boarding at 6:15 a.m.
Yeah, I got to spend the day on Monday because I couldn't get a flight out until 4:00 Monday afternoon through Spirit. Spirit Airlines sucks. I should have went to Philly and flew out. Well, if you got to be at Philly at 6 a.m., dude, you just might as well.
No. Oh, I'm leaving Philly at 6 a.m.
Yeah, then you might as well shit. You might not have. You might as well just stay up. I mean, the trials won't be over till probably close to fucking 9 o'clock
at night on Sunday.
Yeah, what they'll do is what they did for the West Coast trials last year is day 1 you get 4 matches. Then they're changing. I just listened to Mo last night. They're going to do each weight class. So 66 is going to go all through 66 until they get down to 32. Then they're going to do 77. Then they're going to get all down to 32 on 77. Then they're going to do 88. Then they're going to do the 3 female divisions. Then they're going to do 99 and 99 plus, all until they get down to 32. Then the next day they do 2 more matches. Then they have the semis and the finals. And what they did in Vegas for the West Coast, and I'm not sure they're going to do it again this year or not, but what they'll do is they'll kick everybody out for the semis and the finals, maybe just for the finals this time. Seth Daniels will put up a whole, production thing and then they'll have the semifinals and the finals, and then the third and fourth place wrestle back matches or whatever. They'll kick everybody out, make them come back in again, and kind of set the stage up for that.
It's a 2-day event, cool. Right?
It's a 2-day event, yeah.
So
I don't know if they're going to do all the production value shit this year, though. We'll see. They did it for the
Well, what I'm wondering about is awesome. You said that day one, they're going to bring it up so that there's 32 people in the bracket. And then what? Go to day 2 from there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they'll go.
Because usually it's finals on the day 2.
No, day 2 it's 8 matches now, dude. It's a gruel, bro. There's 200.
It's a lot of people.
Dude, there's 240 people in every fucking division, 200 plus in every division now.
That's crazy.
So it's going to be 8 matches. You'll have to win 4 on Saturday and then 3 on, I had somebody said 4 and 4. It's not 4 and 4. It's 3 on Saturday and then 5 on Friday or Sunday if you make it to the finals. So it's it's 8 matches to win the whole thing or something around that, something like that.
Very cool. Well, I wish you the best of luck, of course.
I want to win a match, man. I wanted to make day 2. Now that I'm sick, I just want to win a fucking match. And I hope I do. I'm really feel like shit. It's just, I put a lot into this. I really did. And it was weird because I put a lot into this in a different place than I ever have in the past. Like in the past, I had this weird thing that I had to like it was like a weird something missing inside of me that made me believe that if I didn't make it to the ADCC, like I would never be anything in the sport. You know what I'm talking about? It was a weird thing that kind of bugged me in my brain. And this year it's like, you know what, dude, I'm just doing it because I want to, and I want to have fun. And I've done it so many freaking times in the past. And it's really cool to be around these young kids like David Canis and fucking Ian Murray and some of the younger guys. They're like, oh man, Coach Kev, like that knew me when they were teenagers.
These guys are great.
And they look up to me and shit. And they're like, oh man, it's super cool that you're out here doing this, Coach Kev. And like, I really believe that like, I wanted to make it to day 2. And if I hit fucking the semifinals, it would be an awesome fucking story. But now I just want to win a fucking match just so I could say I won a match. I've won a match in every trials since I did it the first time in 2014. So I want to win a match.
Well, first is first. It's like I told you, man, you can't eat ass 2 weeks before you are going to go compete because then this kind of thing happens.
This is not too far off. No. To be honest with you, I think I got it last Saturday at Zapatero. Either that or Matt Arroyo gave it to me, but I think I was a little sorry, Matt. He's not listening anyway. I think I got it a little bit. I think I might have given it to Matt because I think that there's a couple things. Either Saturday at Zapatero because apparently a bunch of people from Zapatero got sick, or I trained with the general on Friday. And he was telling me he was just getting over something when I saw him on Friday, but it's fucking 4-star General Scott fucking Miller. So I'm like, all right, let's run this thing, Scott. I'm not telling the general now.
Hey, have you worked out with Batista?
In the past, I did. I did boxing stuff with him about 4 or 5 years ago.
It looks like he's spending a lot more time over there now.
He trains with Matt all the time, but I'm never at South anymore. He actually came out. Were you there that year? No, Robbie was with us that year. He came out when I competed in Anaheim. I did the trials in Anaheim in 2016, I think it might have been. He was actually in LA when I competed. And he came out and watched one of the matches with me. And this is a funny fucking story. You know this story, by the way, but this is a funny fucking story. So, God, I always forget her goddamn name. Lindsay Snow, the tattoo artist, Lindsay Snow. You know Lindsay, right?
Yeah.
Well, she does professional wrestling stuff, right? So Batista is coming to watch me do the ADCC trials because he's a cool guy. And he was out there. And at the time, I was doing boxing stuff with him. And I told him I was going to compete in the trials, and he loves jiu-jitsu. He's like, dude, I'm going to come out. So he came out. I hung out with him for a little bit in the stands, so on and so forth. So Lindsay Snow tells me that her friend, Josh, she's been hanging out in LA, is going to come watch the trials and kind of come hang out with us. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. This fucking dude that's banging fucking Lindsay is going to come hang out. It'll be cool. I'm sure I'll be cool with him, whatever. And, you know, she kind of, whatever. So there was a bunch of jiu-jitsu guys. It was a fun trip, whatever. So fucking, I'm sitting in the stands after I've already lost, and there was these super fights going on. Gordon Ryan was going against Lucas Lepre, I think, or some shit like that. So we're sitting in the fucking stands, and I'm with Batista, and all of a sudden I see Lindsay walk up with this mammoth giant of a human being, and she comes and sits down with me, and the fucking guy is Josh fucking Barnett. And I look at fucking Lindsay, and I'm like, your friend Josh is Josh fucking Barnett, and you didn't think to mention that? So that day I got to be the coolest fucking guy in the world and sit in the stands and watch this like ADCC kind of rules format Grand Prix thing they were having with fucking Josh Barnett and fucking Batista sitting right next to me, like bookended me, and it was the coolest fucking thing. And then later that night, Batista left, and Josh Barnett came out with me and Robbie and the guys to fucking Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, and we ate chicken and waffles together.
That's anyway, funny.
Classic story. Fucking my friend Josh.
Yeah, you know, I looked, and the last time I competed was 2018. I haven't done anything since then.
It's funny you said that. We are both eligible for our, if you really wanted to, you could go get your IBJJF credentials as an IBJ's black belt and promote black belts if you want, because you are in their eyes, have been a black belt. I'm going to go do it. It's a process. You got to take tests and shit like that. And it costs you about $1,000 all in, but you could get certified as a second degree black belt and actually promote your students as black belts under the IBJJF now, if you wanted to, because under their eyes, you've been a black belt for 6 years, and that means you're a second degree.
Well, but I would have to want to. I would have to actually care what the IBJJF thought about me promoting people.
I don't either, but it does look cool when you put that thing on the fucking wall. I got a lot of kids that compete. And now if someone...
Hey, listen, I don't poo-poo it, but you know, I've always had a hair across my ass about the IBJJF trying to be the arbiters of who is what belt and, you know, who can promote who and how long you have to be a belt before you can get it. It's like, get fucked.
We have we won't have to send our guys to go to William Murphy or somebody else now or whoever else to go get their IBJJF credentials.
I'll just send them to you.
That's the point. And then it'll be in-house. And I'll put it under my gym and I'll get all the points.
There you go. There you go. I'm happy to help.
So what the fuck is enough about me? And you know I'm going to talk about me the whole time anyway. Let's talk about Sonny Parler. What's up with you, buddy? How's life?
Life is good, man. I've been practicing shooting probably just as much as I've been practicing jiu-jitsu.
I see.
Obviously, a little bit less because, you know, ammo costs money, but you know, I practice jiu-jitsu almost every day, and I practice shooting at least a couple times a week. So
I see that. I see that you're on the gram with your guns blazing.
I did my first competitive shoot a couple weeks ago.
Nice. Good for you, kid.
Yeah, it was fun.
I just bought we talked about last time.
I think I got like 19th place out of 27.
Dude, it's a start. It's better than 27th.
Yeah,
not quite first, but way better than 27th, right? At least you weren't last.
Right. But it was good. It was a good experience, and you know, just have a lot of fun with it.
In lieu of the the trajectory of the modern world, the better you can shoot, the better your life is going to be.
You know what's funny? I was just telling this to somebody. It's kind of like jiu-jitsu, right? When I first got into jiu-jitsu, it was all about self-defense, and it was all about tapping dudes out and, you know, learning that fighting art. Now for me, jiu-jitsu is just about how long did I work out for? Did I get 20 minutes, at least 20 minutes in? Okay, cool. You know, like I want to make sure I have a good sweat, get some exercise. For me, it's literally a tool for working out. I love jiu-jitsu, but my main focus with it is getting exercise.
You know, I was on that kick for a little bit just because I didn't care, and I really still don't fucking care. But when I started training for this last ADCC, I was like, man, you know what?
Well,
dude,
yeah, you need to have the fire in your belly.
Well, I mean, I may go to hit some more competitions. I still want to freaking do a few things, man. I'm going to go light up the ADCC Masters Division for a little bit and travel around with that. I got a little money now.
How old are you again?
I'm 46 now. I'll be 47 in January.
Yeah.
And I really want to win the goddamn IBJJF Black Belt Masters World Championships in the gi. Like, there's a part of me that really wants to do that, because there's a part of me that wants to be like, you know what, man, fuck everyone that wants to say anything about whatever they fucking want to say. I won that fucking shit at the black belt levels in the fucking gi, and I don't care what everyone knows my no-gi game is cool, but there's always this thing like, well, you know, only the Brazilians know real jiu-jitsu in the gi, and if you didn't learn it from Brazil, it's like, you know what,
I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
Well, I'm crazy, and maybe I'm creating this scenarios to motivate myself. But I want that fucking thing in the gi. I want to hang that thing up on the wall and say I won a world championship as a black belt in the gi.
But to finish what I was saying before,
sorry, finish.
That's okay. I'm used to it. Same thing with guns. So it's like, I don't look at guns now as like, you know, weapons of, even really as weapons. I just look at them as, you know, like, can I improve my scoring? Can I improve my shooting and do better at the next competition? You know what I mean? So it's less about fighting and self-defense than it is about, you know, competition and just trying to make myself a better marksman under different circumstances.
Which, you know, when you talk about the reason why we train jiu-jitsu, like, I always look about jiu-jitsu in two mindsets. And I don't mean this to sound as polarizing as it might come off, but it really is true. Like, there is jiu-jitsu, the sport game, and there is jiu-jitsu, the martial art. And you cannot imitate the martial art, because the only time you're going to be in a situation where the jiu-jitsu is a martial art is if you're in a situation where you have to defend yourself under that duress. Never going to be the fucking same unless someone is at a bar and their friends are there and you got to fight this dude. It's never going to be the same thing. People are going to be punching, poking the eyes. It's really not even the same as MMA, to be honest with you. However, we learn to play the game of jiu-jitsu in the gym over and over and over again, so that now when those situations get better, we are teaching ourselves by playing the game of jiu-jitsu that has rules to be better at the martial art of what we really need jiu-jitsu. The same things with guns. Like, you learn how to marksmanship, you learn how to do the things that you do that might not be the same as when you're in a self-defense situation. However, it's going to prepare you for those self-defense situations when you really need them, when you need to use that deadly force.
Yeah, you know, that got me thinking. What you just said got me thinking about, you know, there's still that crowd that exists that think that jiu-jitsu is a horrible martial art for self-defense.
Dude, I can't bang my head against the wall enough to make them fucking change their minds. It's just, it is.
Yeah, I don't even bother engaging in arguments with people like that anymore, because it's so ridiculous. It's like, bro, you know, first of all, we're not dumb. Like, people think jiu-jitsu guys are just going to dive to the ground anytime that there's a fight. And it's like, bro, it's like, you know, I've had two legitimate, like, self-defense situations pop up since I've been training. And I went to the ground 50% of the time. One of the times I stayed standing and finished the fight with a standing guillotine.
Right.
You know, never took it to the ground. And the other time I did.
Well, and like, you're like, people are like, oh, your guard is suspect to this. And it's like, dude, I'm not going to be on the fucking bottom.
Right.
If you get like my guard, even if I am in guard, I'm going to be back on top of you before you even know what the fuck happened. I'm going to be on your back choking the shit out of you before you even know what the fuck happened. And when people talk about jiu-jitsu, they always, their big things are, well, you know, it's unrealistic for multiple attackers. It's unrealistic for this. It's unrealistic for that. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of true. You know, when I talk about what makes jiu-jitsu the greatest martial art for self-defense on the planet, I always say this. It's not that the techniques of jiu-jitsu are far superior than other martial arts. Now, I love jiu-jitsu, and I could definitely make that debate. But however, in a big picture type scenario, let's just assume that they're not, because the techniques of Krav Maga are probably far superior, and the techniques of karate and some of the other martial arts where you're trying to think about working with multiple attackers. Sure, that's great. However, you cannot employ the same lethal force you utilize in Krav Maga or karate that you do over and over and over again, day in and day out. Because why? If you try to punch somebody in the face like you put your fist through a brick, you're going to fucking kill them. Or if you're using a real knife instead of a plastic knife, you're going to hit them in the fucking throat and they're going to fucking die. Jiu-Jitsu recreates those real-life scenarios over and over and over again without the duress of dying, because you can tap and start over again. So it teaches you how to think under those situations. And I don't care how many times you're practicing to take a plastic knife out of somebody's fucking hand until they're trying to kill you with that. It's not going to be the fucking same. But whatever. What the fuck do I know? I'm all amped up on whatever fucking vitamins they put in that bag, by the way, too. So you're gonna have to listen to me fucking ramble tonight.
We are live for 8 more minutes, and then we are gonna have to end because apparently I need to upgrade to the pro version of Zoom.
It's a short one today, then.
Well, it's about 50 minutes, I think. But anyway,
maybe we can end this and do another one, and we could probably figure out a way to tap it back together again. We'll just stop this and start another one, and I'll send both files to my guy.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Shit, I was thinking of something and I kind of forgot what it was now.
You were thinking about the timer.
No, before that, when we were talking about fights. But yeah, I don't know. It just bothered me that there's still people, after all this time, there's still people that think jiu-jitsu is not effective as a self-defense tool. And it's like, bro, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I don't even want to argue with those people anymore. I don't care what they think.
I don't argue with walls. I just let it go. It's like, all right, man. I mean, and I don't discount their shit. Like, you didn't waste your life. I mean, learning how to take a knife out of somebody's hand or punching through a brick is pretty cool. And, it's not worthless. It's just, I don't know. It's just not the same. It's not jiu-jitsu. It's just not.
So we got the trials this weekend. We got Halloween at the end of the month. What else we got?
I'm going to talk about my article. You want to talk about the article?
That was a great article, man. That was a great article. Your main crux of the article is that you didn't think that competitive jiu-jitsu would really ever be it would reach them like a mass audience like football does or something
spectator
like that.
Sport. Yeah, it's just fucking stupid.
Yeah, and I agree with you 100% because it's like, dude, jiu-jitsu is my life. It's your life. Obviously, we run gyms. We've been training for however many years. I've been training for 16 years. You probably longer. The bottom line is that neither of us, I mean, maybe you to a certain degree, but I know for me, I don't give a fuck. I don't watch MMA. I don't watch. Dude, some guys call me up all the time. Sonny, you want to come over and watch the UFC? It's like, fucking no. I've been living the UFC true. All week. I want to go watch fights.
I watched the fight Saturday night. Now it's just like, what the fuck am I doing? I was just bored and happened to be at home. It's so funny how uninformed I am in the combat athletic world when it comes to shit like that. Yeah. And like, I own a martial arts guy, I own an MMA gym,
right.
Jiu-Jitsu gym.
I would legitimately rather watch football or baseball before I watch grappling or MMA.
Well, and here's the reason too. And so the reason why MMA gets a loophole in this, by the way, and I'll start with this before we get to the reason why I think, what the things that are.
You got 5 minutes.
All right. I'll get it in. The reason why MMA is kind of exclusive to this and boxing are kind of exclusive to this is like the majority of people don't know what the fuck's going on. They think they do, but they have no fucking idea. But the reason why they will watch it is because there's violence. Like, violence sells into the fucking into story. When you're punching somebody in the fucking face, right? There's blood all over the place. Some guy's getting kicked in the head. He's getting strangled unconscious. You don't need to know the rules. You just know that motherfucker got his ass kicked, and that gets the excitement going. Now, when you talk about other sports, and there's a reason why, as a society, we shifted away from gladiator things. People have always doing that. Used to start off with just wars, and people quit having wars with one another and started to say, okay, well, let's just have two dudes fight. And they had gladiators instead of fucking tribes fighting. Well, that turned into fucking soccer or football or baseball, and still gets the same dopamine fix out of you, the same fix for violence and competitive nature. Well, when we talk about team sports or sports that are available to the public at a high level, like, it's easy to understand who the winner is and who the victor is. Even if you don't know what the fuck is going on, you can look up and be like, oh, this team is down by 7 points. They need to do X, Y, Z to get to a point where they win. Or even if you don't know what the fuck X, Y, Z is, this team needs to come back and this team is winning. Now this team is going to try to do their best and not let them win. And this team is going to do everything they fucking can do to win. And it goes back and forth and back and forth. When you look at a jiu-jitsu match, like, nobody knows what the fuck is going on in submission only matches. When you got guys that are coming in, like, I dig it kind of sometimes, but not really. All right. But when you have parents coming in or fucking friends of the family or people that just come to watch matches and they're sitting down in a sub-only match, they have no fucking clue what the fuck is happening, what is doing what, who's winning what exchange, because there's no quantifiable data to support who is winning and who is losing. And there's no drama based upon that. But anyway, that's a really quick. Did I make it in 5 minutes?
Yep. Well, I think that's a good stopping point.
You want to stop it? Let's pause it, and then we'll run another one.
All right.